When it loads up, come on, you can do it. I know you're not dumb. Oh no, we're not good at this again. Thank you. Anyway, hey guys, my name is Brian Barnett. Got you here. Welcome back, folks, one and all, to Minecraft Mobile Edition, even though it clearly says Minecraft. So, Rainbow Turtle. No. So, we're going to, and welcome back, folks, one and all, to Oswald, known as Miners 49ers. Or the world of 49, minus 49ers. Anyway, so in the last episode, we were still doing some renovating or clearing up land and talking about other things. Well, in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about copyrights, even some more, and um, Patreon and OnlyFans. And I want to talk to you about, what was it about? I forget now. But I think it was something that it was on Facebook I just read or something. But yeah, basically, there was another person just got copyrighted for the word of arcane. Crazy, ain't it? You think that the world is all this and that, but you ain't got nothing because somebody says, well, you can't use that word because we used it. Why? It's not patented. You know, that nobody else can say the word or even title their video arcane. Oops, I better watch it because they might copyright my video and say, you said the word arcane. Why? And you remember how we were talking about, like, taking it down in other countries and whatnot? Well, it's still the same kind of policy, but, well, right now she's still fighting that battle. I forget who it is, but originally they had Arcane Flames, and right now the artwork is down at the moment because they're fighting a battle, and they said that they're looking into it because a lot of fans have backed her up. I didn't know it was her. Anyway, so what generally happened was they're looking into the issue and hoping, and even though they reached out to her, that's still not been resolved yet, as I know. And and we were talking about, sex and nudity and all that kind of crap, right? Well, here's the thing. Patreon and OnlyFans. OnlyFans has become like Patreon. The only difference is OnlyFans can't make up their damn mind about whether or not they'll allow, sexual acts or not on their website. It's like, okay, if you do it, it's okay, but if you really do it, it's not okay. And what gets me, right, is what they're saying about. All right, I'm gonna say this word. This is the kind of thing. Before I get into that, let me clarify this. I don't condone this kind of stuff. Okay. All right, because what I'm about to say is going to sound particularly confusing, but I'm going to try and say it as best I can because it's just an example and it doesn't really matter if it's me or someone else. It's not the point. You'll be missing the point. Okay? All right? Now, with that said, child pornography. Okay? What they said on there, now, don't get me wrong as well before I continue that on, I don't ever think it's okay to do child pornography or underage, inappropriations. But what they said was that you have to absolutely, please press the next page, continue on, and then we're going to call on about a backstory. At least I'm not doing that kind of crap to you. All right, now we're not debating all that kind of crap, which is stupid. Anyway, so you have to have written permission, quote unquote, written permission to have them in your videos, to even do such acts. And I'm thinking, what? Okay, look, whether it's my child or it's someone else's child, I already had the permission. Why do I have to have written permission to give to you? Okay, which I understand getting permission. Don't get me wrong. But, and another thing is, to even say, oh, it's okay to do inappropriate things, even though this child may not want that. Because here's the thing about that it's the same thing with adults. They can claim so much against you, and it's not even funny. It's not funny. Seriously. Oh, he raped me, whether it's a woman, a little girl, or a man, or a boy. It don't matter. Whether you have supposed consent or not, it doesn't matter. Okay? I still don't condone such acts, but, let's just say it was my child. I think it's stupid you have to get written permission to have a child in the content. And that's another thing. The content itself alone, if you cannot do such things, which I don't think you should be doing anyway, shouldn't be anything to do with the inappropriateness and to begin with. I mean, so what if they kind of joke around and do a little bit of fun? Like, okay, guys don't remember this, but I remember back on TV when they had like Sesame Street and these kids that were on there, they were just having a good old time. Nothing was going on that was inappropriate. Okay? Nobody was doing, oh, let's just do inappropriate acts with each other. Nobody was doing that on Sesame Street. If they were, it was behind the scenes, which wouldn't surprise me any. And I'm not saying here, again, okay, not again, but I mean, I'm not claiming that that actually happened or didn't happen. I'm just saying if it did, okay? There's always that possibility because it has been known to happen behind the scenes between a lot of shows that you think they're so innocent because what they don't show you on screen, you know? And that's just the way it is. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And again, I'm not saying that's what happened to Sesame Street. You know, I'm just saying. I mean, you had this stuff on screen. All right, no inappropriate acts was seen on TV. They wouldn't even allow that anyway. But in an instance that if you're just having someone on the show just to promote whatever, then that should be okay. And I don't mean specifically anything, because I mean like almost anything, because that's what it should be said, not anything, because anything could be anything, you know, and you know, I was just looking into it because I was curious about what their rules were, because you know, it's crazy, and they both say the same thing, that they weren't promoted or originally created for that. So the hell of it is that unless you want to go to like, Pornhub, not that it would matter or stop kids from absolutely watching things even for free or paying for it out their parents' credit cards. I mean, you don't think underage teenagers don't do that? And I'm not saying all of them do, for the record. I'm not saying that, okay? But there's a lot of teenagers out there that will absolutely do that. And they have done that through each and every generation that's ever had, where their parents have had or owned credit cards or cash, They go out there and spend it on a doggone card, um, or a dead gum card, whatever you want to call it out here. Same thing. And basically waste money on something that they shouldn't be wasting it on, because it's not their money to use it on, unless it was given to them. And even then, I mean, it's been always been iffy at best, or whether or not underage, like teenagers should be watching that. That's been always the thing about um, that stuff. Personally, I wouldn't let anything like that happen. But again, I'm not, the overall adult. I'm not here to teach adults or anything like that how to do things with their kids. You know, and that's just the way it is. I don't particularly care about that kind of thing anyway. It's not really that it's up to me to teach them anything. It's more or less up to me to just do what I have to for the kids to set a better example, if that makes any sense. because they are our future, and I don't want to be the one to, you know, mislead them or betray their trust, because that's the thing. And I forget what else it was about that I was going to talk about, but uh, yeah. And I'll tell you, I mean, this whole entire world is really messed up. And I have to admit that with everything going on, it's just like okay, basically, like, if it was, even though it was my kid, if I said it was okay, we could do inappropriate things, and I would never say it was okay, but even so, I'm trying to think about what else, but I'll be right back. So anyway, I'm back, and I remember now what it was about. It was about township and games like that when they have issues. See, the problem is that, okay, they're offering 25 cash. There's a lot of times that there's going to be items that you're going to need you cannot get because, oh, well, it's supposed to come out of your quote unquote pocket. By that I mean officially, yes, it had to be out of your pocket in order to fill up that bank. That bank, and which drives me nuts, especially with these now piggy banks, which suck because you always have to put money out of your pocket just to fill it, and I'm not going to do that. Or not, well, not fill it so much as, well, there was that, but now it's just like, oh, in order to release it, you got to do that. I mean, you can, but now in order to release it, and it's stupid. Like, you don't know how many games I've actually found where they absolutely take the time and basically, make it where you have to pay for that, and it's ridiculous. See, the thing about township cash or any kind of cash, in-game cash, comes. I mean, even gold can cost you out of your pocket, But at least with gold, you can make it. That's one of the things that has always driven me nuts. They still refuse, and I mean refuse to fix where you can absolutely. That's what I'm looking for. You know, make it where you can earn the cash. They absolutely, well, they when they finally did in most games, it was like, oh, you get a rare chance to do that, and it's like, no, because it's so random when you get it, and it's dumb. You should always be able to have a chance because, look, not everybody is fortunate enough to be able to pay it out of their pocket, especially because even though there are things that you could use optionally, but there's also things you need but you can't get. Like, for example, they want you to use timers. Timers are very valuable from the fact of they're very rare, and they expect you to use these timers. Like, are you kidding me? And then all of a sudden have to buy them out of your pocket. Like, I don't know how many games I've actually played, and yeah, I have purchased money or purchased things out of my own pocket when I had it, and that was it. Like I say, I mean, I will support people to a degree. If you want that kind of business, man, you are in the wrong kind of business. Because literally, you know, it's just dumb. I mean, it should always be an option to absolutely have to get or even use where you have to buy that. It's just like with gold. I mean, it's optional. Yeah, that's one thing, but it's like if you want to, what's the word I'm looking for? Be able to, you know, play the game and not have to worry about refilling the cash. And if you run out of gold, you're just sunk until you can get more. And a lot of games where you run out of stamina, you have to wait like 24 freaking hours, and that's just nuts. And before you even, and some of the games where you even refill some of the gold to restock it up so you can make up the difference, which is stupid. So there should always be a way to, get it. It also reminds me of those gambling games that they had. Like, are you kidding me? This is it? Like, well, you get to, it's like, okay, you don't have to have them scratch your tickets and you got to do that. Well, the thing about scratch your tickets is that, you could either win or lose. That's always the possibility. There's not always 100% guarantee you're going to win just because no matter the amount of card or of them that you buy. Even though that online you could do it for free, but the thing of it is that they got these advertisers out there that say, "Oh yeah, I just won like $250,000." Yeah, you know what I got out of it? 2 or 4 cash. Period. And ultimately, all it was just me getting things for places I'm not going to want to go to, or even if I did, it would take cash for me to go there to buy gas and put it in my vehicle or someone else's to go there. What in the hell is the point of that? Honestly, it's like, okay, how does one make ends meet? And then they talk about this hustling stuff. Honest to God, I've got no reason to do hustling. You know, and there's all kinds of ways you could be making money. But, however, even when you're on disability, however, you have to be careful because, oh, well, if you make too much, they cut you off. Or you could be facing legal fines. It's really stupid. Okay, I get the part of cutting you off. Okay, that part I is understandable. And that's fine. What's not fine is when they cut you off to a degree that it's like, yeah, like especially if you're like, okay, let's say you get all this much money, more than what you just have within a day. For a month, even though it's within a monthly, you get a monthly check, right? Let's say you get that, and then all of a sudden you make that within a day or a week, but more and then some, or more than that, and then all of a sudden they cut you off, even if you've already spent that money, all that money you just spent up, and then you had to file and pay taxes for that. I think personally it's just stupid, but and why? And it's also because being stupid that why is it called your money when you really don't have any right over it? Because even though it might can sit there and do nothing, you either have to be spending that money, or you have to just not even bother with making money. It's kind of sad that way, but it is what it is, And I want to tell you, I mean, all this time, everyone thinks they know better and that, oh, well, you got to stop paying blah, 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 blah. Well, it's bullshit, okay? Pardon my language, but I'm just gonna say that for the record, it's BS. All right, and I know I shouldn't be swearing, but I really don't care. Oh, great! I just did something I wasn't supposed to do. But in honesty, if you're trying to make it, and whatnot, just do what you got to. Who are they to dictate what you can do? Oh, right, they're the government. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, they can do whatever they want to do. Is that right? Well, I say no. And then they gotta have this whole idea that if you do, you know the kind of acts that people just shouldn't be doing, they have to also criminalize you 30 years later if it takes that long. I think it's stupid, because in the meantime, regardless of whether they say to stay clean or not, you're just absolutely, you know giving the okay to say, okay, well, all right, go ahead and punish me to the full extent of the law. Even though that it takes them how long? Exactly. So many years before they give you a decision. I think it's dumb to have to wait that long before they give you an absolute decision. Now, if it takes a year, it's fine. But more than that, no. Because in the meantime, you're getting clean. You're doing things, because obviously you would have to do things legally. This is my thoughts on it, because it's true. If you really technically think about it, a person has done everything they can and abide by what they can to make up for it. Sought help, and yeah, they did. They sought help, you know? And, no matter the crime, even if it's, anything to do with children, they did what they could, and then it takes about 30 years or even 500 years, even 20 or 15, even 10. Doesn't matter. The longer it is, more than a year, it's ridiculous. Because in the meantime, you have sought help and you have done what you can to facilitate or make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. And again, unless the person is still continuing to do upon these acts, I don't see a reason why we need to wait till them to punish these people, because it's too doggone late. It really is. It's far too late. And what we're talking about is criminal acts that are done and done. I mean, like, okay, so they committed the crime. There are victims that have been victimized. Yes. In the meantime, they have done what they can to, let's say, because there have been people that have done this, right? And then they still get punished. It's dumb because of the fact of how long it takes. What's not dumb is if you continue to do these acts. What do you expect? To just keep continuing on, you to keep on getting away with it? No. That I can understand. What I can't understand is, like, you've done everything to keep yourself clean and done what you can within the means of the law, and then all of a sudden, within 10 to whatever, however long it takes, more than a year, you know, and boom, you're being punished for a crime you committed so many centuries ago. That's sad. because this person has done everything he can. He's built himself up back within the community. He doesn't have anything to do with those former people, okay? Even if he did, it wouldn't matter. All of a sudden, they're best friends because he's not doing those actions anymore. And it's not right to have to punish them if they're doing what they can to do what's right by society and whatever. You know, it really isn't. I think it's really ignorant and not cool to do these things, what we call punishing people after so many years, even though they've done everything they can to facilitate, or whatever they call it, to recognize that they have done it and stopped doing it. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really dumb. But hey, I have no control over it, no more than you do. But still, it would be nice to know that if you do a crime, that, if within the amount of time that it's been done, it's either being that, okay, you have done the right thing, and you don't have to worry about facing other consequences by serving even more time. And we know that even if you've already spent the time, maybe they say, well, okay, you can spend like 3 nights or whatever, but then you have to spend even more time because, even though you have sat there and not done it anymore. What I'm trying to say is that not that they shouldn't be punished, it's just that they shouldn't have to wait that long to be punished. And if it can't be done with that amount of time, and in the meantime they've done what they can to serve their time, because that is time served, basically right there. If you consider it not, then you're a fool. But that's just my personal opinion. Because frankly, I mean, we all have our disbeliefs and whatnot in life, but the one thing we can all agree on is that doing a crime, no matter what it is, should be punishable within the amount of time that said person has done these absolute acts. You know, Otherwise, or if they're continue to do it, then yeah, because it doesn't really build up, but they finally find the evidence after 30 years. That's ridiculous to me. Uh, but it will build up if you continue to do it and eventually get caught in the act, no matter what it is. You know, and I'm not saying that. No, by no means does that mean no. It's if you really think that, then there's something wrong with you, and not it's not me, it's you. Because I'm gonna tell you something. There is such a thing as whatever. I don't know. All I know is that when you have such a world that wants to vindicate people, even though that they have done what they can to do uh, within the amount of means of the time that's given to them, then they should have the right to, not have to spend any more time than they already have. Even if it's, well, actually, no, it's stupid that they would even have to spend 3 nights in jail after so long a period. That's just stupid. You've done what you can. You have built yourself back up in society, built up trust that you have betrayed. See, trust is earned, but also given. People always say it's always earned. Well, in the sense of that, once you see somebody, and they might do things, but other than that, and if they just don't do it ever again, what is the harm in not punishing them beyond, them absolutely doing that. That to me would be the simplest thing, you know, regardless of whether they're to be executed or to be. Wow, look at this crap. What the hell? What is all this? I'm gonna go around and see what's going on here. What the fuck? I'm confused. I mean, look at how much we gotta do in order to make preparations like this. This is one hell of a big mansion. And I'm not kidding. I mean, look at the big design of it. The size of it is not the problem, it's the amount of uneven length wise. I might have to take out this thing. I know how to grow them, but I might have to. That's how big this place is. And you might be seeing areas that we will be coming across once we start going in there and start uh, taking over even more of this that we won't be able to get to into unless we, open it up because that's what I have to do. Look at that. And if we come around here, okay, this leads us back to this. So basically, that's all I have to say in this episode, and I guess that'll be it for a while. Um, what I want to focus on is some more Avion, but in the meantime, let's get some pressure plates, shall we? There. Now, what we ought to do with the pressure plates is put something above it. Yeah. I mean, seriously, this right here. I'm going to enclose this. Probably going to expand that just a bit further, but for right now, this is it. Look at that. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, later.